Hey folks, Deano here again. This time take a look at another Star Wars The Black Series from Hasbro. Yeah, this one is an unexpected one. Yeah, I was actually scouring the internet for the Black Series Stormtrooper that came out in 2020. I believe they retooled it and things like that. And that's basically this figure, but in a surprising twist, I came across this limited edition George Lucas and Stormtrooper disguise, which was actually cheaper than buying just the standard Stormtrooper, even though it's the same mold, just with a removable head. So, not sure why that's a thing, but here we are. So basically you're getting a 2-for-1 on this review. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the packaging, shall we? So, as you can see right here, it's in the style of the old Kenner packaging from way back in the 70s and 80s. Although it does say George Lucas in Stormtrooper disguise and the 50th anniversary. I believe this figure is a year or two old now. But yeah, because it's a blister shell, I cut it open. I didn't want to ruin this packaging because it's very nostalgic. And on the back we just have a little blurb with a young George Lucas looking very producer-like next to a sand trooper. So yeah. Oh, and there's also a nice little timeline on the back up until 2021. So yeah, I'm guessing that's when this was released. Yep, 2021 Hasbro. So yeah, figure's a couple of years old now, so I didn't feel too bad releasing this guy from his packaging. So yeah, in terms of accessories, it's your typical Black Series. He doesn't come with much. Comes with the Stormtrooper helmet, which I was expecting to be a lot softer than it actually is. It's a really hard plastic. So yeah, really enjoy that. Hasbro have really learned from back in the day. But yeah, most of the paint apps are good. There's some nice metallic paint on the mouthpiece. The eyes are actually a sort of deep green, which is accurate. It is actually accurate. The Stormtrooper visors aren't really black, they're just heavily tinted. And yeah, most of the paint apps are good. Just a little bit missed on the blue side piece there. But yeah, most of the reason I wanted an update to the Stormtrooper, because those of you who've been around for a long time know that I reviewed this guy back in the day, which is the model kit. And while it is a really good figure, especially for being a model kit, I never liked that design for the Stormtrooper helmet. Yeah, I never liked the black piece right above the eyes so close. I know it depends what outfit you're looking at, what costume. Some of them are accurate to this, some of them are accurate to this. This became more prevalent over time as compared to this one. But yeah, I felt like I needed an upgrade. Plus, this guy's quite heavily modified at the neck now. I glued it higher up, and it also doesn't completely pop on anymore, because if you do, you get a Stormtrooper with no neck, which again is accurate to some parts, blah blah blah. I just don't like that design for the helmet. It's as simple as that. And you also get, if I can get it out of his hand, he's got quite a tight grip. He's got the classic E11 blaster, actually with an extra little nub on the side. I don't recall seeing that on many. In fact, I'm pretty sure the model kits version doesn't have it. I've popped this off for reasons I'll explain shortly. But yeah, compared to that, there is no extra piece there. So yeah, I wonder where they got that from. But this being from the model kit is much more crisp and clean. The Black Series version's magazine, I suppose you could call it, is much longer as well. So yeah, definitely a different model of E11 that they've given this guy, which isn't bad. I mean, I think it's just the fact that the sculpt is a bit soft that's throwing me off. Like, it kind of looks warped, but it's not. It's really hard plastic for once. But yeah, the details on this one are just far superior, sorry to say. So I will probably be giving him this on the shelf. Because the other one is the Death Star Trooper with just the sort of short gun, the pistol, instead of the actual one. And yeah, the reason I took that off is because, for reasons unknown, this guy doesn't have one. I don't think any of them come with a gun holster. So yeah, I'm probably just going to blue tack that to the back just to complete the look. So yeah, that is all he comes with in terms of accessories. So yeah, it's the one thing I'm getting a bit frustrated with, is the fact that Hasbro just do not seem to pack any accessories in with their figures. Despite the fact that, like, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, which basically share the same sort of molds with the Star Wars Black Series for the most part, they have a lot more accessories to them. So yeah, I mean, just saying Hasbro, a couple extra hands and stuff wouldn't go amiss. Yeah, wouldn't mind some options, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, in terms of the figure himself, I'll show you the face first. So yeah, that really looks like George Lucas. The strange thing is, they've captured George Lucas's likeness, like, as he's getting on in years, but the body is still really thin and athletic, so it doesn't really match up in your mind. I know it's meant to be him in disguise, but he's a bit of a portly fellow, is George Lucas. So yeah, but if we pop this on, it's actually quite difficult to put this on, because of course this helmet was not made with this head in mind. So it's really, really a tight fit, especially going over the nose. But once you get past it, there we go. I really like how that looks. He's got a neck. It looks like a guy in a suit of armour. And yeah, really like it. There's no paint apps at all on this guy as far as I'm aware. Maybe at the elbow, but that's about it. The rest is just moulded plastic. A little bit of grey there, and of course some black on the ab section there. So yeah, but apart from that, all the paint apps are in the head. So yeah, I do have a bit of a paint scuff right there, but one, it's not really noticeable once the top part of the armour is in the correct place, plus it'll probably rub off quite easily. So yeah, in terms of articulation, with the helmet on, he still gets really good range. Can look up that far, can look down reasonably well. Still on a double ball peg, so a lot of good range there. Arms can go up that far. The shoulder pieces are on a free floating piece on the butterfly joint, so they do move independently of the arm. Does have a bit of a butterfly as well, can go forward slightly. Not amazingly well, but well enough. So yeah, he's got a cut at the elbow, single joint at said elbow, but it gets really good range for being just a hinge and swivel. Hinge and swivel at the wrist. He's got ab crunch, can swivel all the way, can go back that far, down that far. This is on a free floating piece. It's not really a rubber overlay, it's like hard plastic, but it still opens them up for a lot more range of motion than you would get otherwise. No waist swivel, but then you've got a little bit at the abs, so it's not missed that much. For some strange reason, like, these pieces are meant to be at the sides. Like, if you look at the model kit, you can see it's starting to go a bit yellow with age. Strangely enough, that's the only bit that's going yellow, but you know. But yeah, you can see it should be on the sides of it, which, if they were, they wouldn't impede articulation as much. I mean, they do get out the way easily enough, but because they're plastic, like, eventually those, I am afraid, will either snap off or just stay up in place if you have it in some sort of pose. You can do that much of the splits. You can still kick back reasonably well, despite having an armoured backside. Take note, Tamashi. Like, if Hasbro can do it, you can do it. He's got a thigh swivel, which is perfectly well hidden by the armour. Again, he's got a single hinge and swivel at the knee, which looks good enough. And standard Hasbro ankle articulation, which can go forward and back and really far pivot. So yeah, guys, obviously don't specifically go out looking for the George Lucas version unless it's like going to be something you want in your collection. I don't know how long, or if he's always just been cheaper in price. I don't know why. Like, did they overproduce him? I'm really not up to date on it, to be honest. But if you're looking for a cheap armor builder Stormtrooper, or even if you want George Lucas himself on your shelf, then this guy is definitely the way to go. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see y'all later.